Three reasons you don't need a Leatherman for EDC or maybe at all. Reason one, it has limited specific use, really. So by this, I mean, for instance, it has a number of tools on it, which is good. Some of them are compromises, some of them you don't have the greatest handle when trying to use it. Now, this is the Leatherman Rebar, so there are some better Leathermans, certainly some more expensive ones, but we'll go into that. So one of the main features on this is the pliers. Now, when I'm out and about, the number of times that I actually need to use pliers are quite limited. So I've had a kit, I think you might have seen a video on this, where I use the Knipex pliers. And I carried this as an EDC for quite a while, and I actually found there aren't many times that I actually need pliers. Tweezers maybe, pliers when I'm out and about less often. If I'm at home, I've got, well, two sorts of pliers. So I've got these needle nose, they're in one of my toolkits, or I've got some decent sized pliers. And both of these, I think, are as useful, if not more useful, than the Leatherman. There are less hot spots. The handles are better. I find these easier to use. Both have side cutters as well, although to be honest, if I'm at home, I've got some side cutters as well. So that's one of the problems, I think. Similarly, if you're looking for an EDC screwdriver, well, you could use one of these. Now, I've also noticed that a lot of my tools are Stanley. I'm not sponsored by Stanley. If they're interested, let me know. But I buy Stanley because they're a decent quality and they tend to last and they're not too expensive. But this is a good Stanley pocket screwdriver. Again, I've done a video on this, so check it out. So if I want to have this in my work bag, it doesn't weigh much at all, and it's super cheap as well. This cost about £3 or £4 or the equivalent in dollars. If I'm at home, I tend to use this, which has decent bits and I can swap them out if I need. And it's got a really good handle and an excellent ratchet. So for any DIY at home, I tend to use this. And this is one of the point really. I found I just wasn't using the Leatherman hardly at all. It's not UK legal carry, which is one of the problems because it has two knives which are both locking, and locking knives are not legal carry without good reason in the UK. It does have a good set of tools for something that's one of the cheaper Leatherman. Then it's got quite a few tools, but one of the problems is, for instance, with the screwdrivers or the screwdrivers and the pliers, you can only use one at a time. And if you are using, let me just get out one of these, if you are using the main blade, then the handle on it is not so great really. You know, I'd rather just have a knife by itself. So in my mind, I think it's got limited use and it's a bit of a jack of all trades. I think that would sum that up. I've got better individual tools, so if I really needed to carry those, I could do. Another option, if you're looking for an EDC screwdriver, is to use something like this, which is the bit toolkit from Victorinox. It's not too expensive. I think they might still be available on the secondary market. With this, you get much better torque. It's much useful. You can really get in and use it. Whereas on the Leatherman, it's got a fantastic 3D Phillips. I mean, I think that's great. But if you're trying to use it, you're either using it like this, which isn't that comfortable, or if you close it up fully, again, it's not that great. And it's the same with the flathead on this as well. The only good point is at least all of the tools lock on this. So that's the first point, limited specific use. The second point on this is it's actually bulky and quite heavy. So looking at the weight, it weighs in at 187 grams or 6.6 ounces. So it's actually pretty heavy, and it's heavy to have in your pocket. You can, if it comes with a case, then you can have it either in the case, in your pocket, or on your belt if you want to carry it in that way. So I think that's one of my big problems. Before they became not legal to carry, I didn't carry it much, so it's not a minimal carry at all. The third reason is that it's expensive. Even the Bond, which is the cheapest one in the UK, is £60. It is more expensive in the UK than in the US, definitely. But even in the US, and the top models have got really expensive. The latest one, the Leatherman Arc with Magna Cut, is eye-wateringly expensive. It's not a cheap EDC option. And for me, where it's not UK legal carry, so it means that I wouldn't be carrying it much. There are cheaper options, and I'll put some on the screen. There's Roxon, for instance, or Bibury. I think it's Bibury, Byberry, Bibury. Gerber do some nice ones as well, and then Nextool also. So there are some cheaper options. They're probably not as robust as the Leatherman. The Leatherman is particularly robust, and it comes with a lifetime warranty, which is great. So I'm not completely against the Leatherman, but I'm not sure you actually need one. Or certainly I don't need a Leatherman. So I've gone through those three reasons. Let's have a look at some of the alternatives. First of all, you could have a good old-fashioned Swiss Army knife. So anything, well, there are loads really. So this is the Army 7. And it has some of the tools. It has a really good blade. It has a fantastic inline awl. It has a saw. And then it has a screwdriver as well, and a hook blade. If you go for some of the other ones like the Pioneer X, this has awesome scissors. So you can just use that. It has a similar main blade, similar tools. Also, this has the can opener, which also doubles up as a mini flathead, but you can also use that as a 2D Phillips as well. So these don't have back tools, but they're really robust multi-tools. So these are two options you could have. Also, there's the Gerber dime. Now, this is quite a lightweight compared to a Leatherman, but for a lot of the jobs outside the house, if you really need something strong, I think you'd have a toolkit. But these are maybe super pliers. They've got some small cutters in, and I've heard of them twisting under extreme stress, but for basic jobs, it works quite well. It has a few other tools on it, including scissors. And the scissors aren't bad. They're not as good as Victorinox, but they're not bad at all. And then it also has a 2D Phillips and a flathead there. And a package opener. And somewhere, if I can find it, it's got a main blade. There we go. As well as, and I think people know this, I do like a cap lifter. It's got a really good cap lifter. So that's another option. Or you can go down the single tool route, such as a bit driver. This is a Victorinox one, such as Nipex pliers, or build your own mini toolkit. So here's an example of one that I have with a number of tools. Check out my video on it. So you get some individual tools such as scissors or tweezers or a small adjustable spanner. And in here you can fit a lot of things. And this is actually normally where my Gerber dime sits. So I think there are a load of other alternatives that are actually cheaper to put together than to have a Leatherman, much better function than a Leatherman, and not so much to carry. So if this is too big to go in your pocket, well, and you're going to have it in a bag, why not have a slightly bigger toolkit in a bag? Or maybe go for a pouch carry like this Knipex pouch in here. what I normally have is the Victorinox bit driver. I have a Victorinox Walker, which has a saw and a knife and then a combi tool. And then the Knipex pliers fit in there as well. So if you want to just have a mini toolkit on your belt, this will help you with a lot of jobs. I hope you found this interesting. Please leave a comment. If you're a Leatherman person through and through, let me know. That's fine. I understand. I'm not. I'd love to hear what you carry instead of a Leatherman, or which Leatherman you carry. Please hit the like button. That really helps me out. Why don't you check out this video or this playlist? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.